Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 65th episode of the Kpush podcast. Today it's not important. I don't really want to be here at all in any capacity. There's nothing to talk about. I forgot. We're doing the whole and tally chart, and I will keep track. If you're new here, welcome. No one's new here. We're getting no growth. There's no growth here. We're on the 65th episode, and there's zero growth in my social media channels. I've been doing this I've been doing the podcast. I just was expecting a little bit more growth, and it's just been a grind. So we're here today. We don't want to be here. I've always decided that if I don't want to be recording, I should just say that, because the fact that if you're recording and you don't want to be recording, and I just start out recording, there's a different vibe to it. There's a different vibe. A different vibe. The vibe's off. And oh my god, I can't believe I said that. And the audience can tell, because I'm on here, I'm talking for 45 minutes with absolutely nobody, and like a fucking insane person. And if I don't tell you what's going on, that was an and. I think that was two ands. So, we're off to a great start here, ladies and gentlemen. I must say, we're off to a fantastic fucking start to this podcast. I couldn't have pictured it going any fucking better at all. So, I'm going to have to add so to the fucking word pile list, because I keep saying so in replacement of all three of these sounds that I use. It's getting sickening, okay? It's getting disgusting, and I need to stop. But we need to move into a subject, because if we don't, I'm gonna blow my brains off. So, what was I thinking? Let's just go on today's news. Because it's interesting. Because people want to hear what I have to say about the news. And because I'm the best. Why? I mean, are you fucking serious? I'm the best. Okay? And the only reason I'm not getting to the top of this podcasting game is because of the fact the greatest podcast in the world hasn't had me on. And of course, that's H3H3. And once H3H3 has me on his podcast, I will be the most successful human being ever. But until then, I will continue to talk alone like an insane human being, talking about the news, because it's what people want. Of course, we have another shooting today. You know, I mean, or maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. Who cares? It was in Chicago. Like, what are you going to do? Wait, you're going to fix Chicago now? Get the fuck out of here. You're not fixing Chicago. Wait, this is why you're going to have to ban guns. Listen, if you ban guns, I guarantee you Chicago's gun problem is going to get 10,000 times worse. It's not even... If you ban guns there, they're going to be selling nuclear bombs in 3 days. I'll bet you this podcast. I will give you all of my podcasting equipment, give you all of my passwords. If you ban guns, Chicago will be selling nuclear weapons in 3 days. 3 days. How many hours is that? 2 days is 48 hours. So, high school. The American education system. I can't do 48 plus 24. Well, we have calculators though, baby. Capitalism. What is that? 72. I bet you 70, of course it's 72. 72 hours. You ban guns. Chicago will be selling nuclear weapons. And I'll give you 4 days that Chicago will be blown up in a nuclear bomb when you ban guns. Highland Park shooting. Person of interest left online trail of violent imagery. Okay, what, like, I burnt a swastika in middle school. What are you gonna do? Like, what? People don't understand that if people in the 80s had the internet, there would be so much crazy fucking shit that was out by the 13-year-olds around that time. Like, if you're 13 with the internet, you're an insane human being on the internet, and you cannot be trusted to do anything. What are you gonna do? And I said, and I caught myself that time. What are you gonna fucking do? Seriously, like, that was another like. God fucking damn it, I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at podcasting. I really should just give it away. But what? You can't just check somebody's social media every single time they walk into a school. Is that what you're going to do? You're going to go through all of their fucking passwords? You can check their bags without reason. You don't need any reason to check a person's bag. Now you want to check their social media as they walk into the building? Are you fucking crazy? Who cares that they left a violent imagery online? People do and say crazy shit online. Like everybody. If you checked every single person who has ever said anything crazy online, number one, I'd be arrested. Okay, that's number one. I'd be fucking arrested. And then not only that, you'd fucking arrest like half of the country. Are you gonna like go into what porn they watch? Because believe me, if you're checking, because why wouldn't you, right? If you're checking for every single thing that they've ever uploaded, which is sort of what everyone's sort of implying, especially this news article with leaving online trail of violent imagery. What the fuck does that mean? So now are you going to track somebody with their porn they're watching? If they watch too weird of porn, should they be tested? What are you going to do if they left violent imagery? What do you do with that? Why would you make the fucking headline that? What information does that give me? Does this infer that every single person who has ever had, seen, or said online violent imagery should be concerned as like a school shooter now? That's smart. This is a good way and trail, path, whatever you want to call it, into civil war. I mean, I don't know, or the collapse of this country. Civil war or the collapse of this country. Because what are you going to do? Once you start checking everybody with online imagery, you're dead. It's over. Which they already kind of are. What is the Patriot Act? Person of interest, identify the police. I should get into the shooting now before I just read the headline. Identified by police after Monday's shooting in Chicago suburb. So it's in a suburb of Chicago. Like, duh. That killed 6 people and wounded 38 others. Still can't get a fucking good kill count. Still. With all the weapons, all of the guns, all of the insanity, we still cannot get a solid kill count. 6 people in Chicago? 38 others who are wounded. Who gives a fuck about wounded? People get wounded all the time. My friend Dom's wounded every single day. 6 people dead. That's what we're bitching. What do you want me to do here? Ban guns because of this? Look into every person's online? Crimo performed as a rapper who went by the name Awake, whose recent music videos included depictions of mass murder. Now that just seems funny. See, that's also the problem. This whole sentence is fucking hilarious. I don't even need... I'll just reread it. Crimo. What is Crimo? This is why we need Isaiah. I'm too retarded to read. Crimo, who gives a fuck, performed as a rapper who went by the name Awake, whose recent music videos included depictions of mass murder. That's comedy genius. That sounds straight out of a South Park episode. Not like the plot, it's all there. That is a summary. We're living in a South Park episode, everybody. Welcome to where rappers who go by the name Awake kill people. But not really, only 6. What is it? Crimo's most recent video posted to YouTube showed him in the aftermath of a school shooting. I mean, come on. Come on. This isn't real. It ends in a Crimo drapping. Am I saying that right? Is it supposed to say rapping? Why is there a D? Draping himself in an American flag. Another music video showed a cartoon depiction of a man wearing a t-shirt with his YouTube channel's logo on it, holding a long gun and being shot by the police. This sounds like a parody. Again, if you were to look into all of these things, right, with everybody and all their YouTube videos and all this type of... Because here's the thing, what's the amount of hours uploaded to YouTube by the minute? But just this podcast alone, there's like over 56 hours of footage uploaded to YouTube on just by this channel. Just this channel alone. 56 hours. Let alone every single person's podcast. Let alone every single person's gaming channel. How would you ever keep track of this? Ever. How would you ever... I mean, could you imagine? You would need people on the clock going into every single person's deepest shit into their social media. That would take so much manpower, so much money. How would you ever do this? They keep going into like, and again, this is part of the problem, is that he won. Those videos, I guarantee on YouTube, they're either taken down, but someone's already recorded them, saved them, so now they're going to be re-uploaded. That guy is famous. We're reading all about this shooter's he's a celebrity now. They don't even, right, and this is what people always say, is if you want to stop these shootings, you need to change what media coverage on it, because this is a biography on the shooter's life. And in all honesty, I want to go watch his music videos. Is that problem for me to say? Is that a problem for me to say? Is that maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't, if there is a school shooter who has music videos depicting mass shootings, you wouldn't want to mention that in the article, because now I want to go watch those music videos. Because this sounds like a South Park episode. It doesn't sound necessarily real. And it's fucking hysterical. Again, 6 dead in Chicago? I mean, what are you gonna do? It's Chicago. It's number one is Chicago. Number 2, they're completely doing a biography, like a 30 for 30 ESPN episode on the shooter's life, and they're kind of promoting it. I mean, they're kind of giving. Am I wrong? Like, would you have ever known about the shootings music videos if it wasn't for NBC News? Would you? I wouldn't. But I don't think I would. So now you know these things about him. I'm going to go watch the music videos later. I don't know about you. Do whatever you want to do. You need to change the media coverage on this. You can't do a 30 for 30 ESPN episode on every single shooter that happens in America. It's not going to work out, because now this guy's going to go to prison. He's going to have recognition in prison for killing these people. And now he's going to have music videos to show his prison friends about how he was going to do it. And now everybody gets to see them. And he might even make money from it. He might even make a couple bills. He's making more money than me from this podcast. That's for sure. I mean, who knows? And of course, we can read all the other news coverages. Ukraine governor urges to evacuate blah 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 residents. Murphy signs 7 new laws, tighten gun regulations, vows blah blah blah. Georgia and jury investigating Trump election interference, blah, blah, blah. Two cabinet ministers quit as Boris Johnson battles for survival. That's too many words. And then, of course, you have local news. Massachusetts APRAH bid gets rid of cotton, blah, blah, blah. Gas prices decline in Rhode Island. No one cares about Rhode Island. A new survey says Massachusetts is a cat state. Do you agree? Well, that's always nice. And then, of course, you have pandemic food assistance programs for children and studies receive influx. So, of course, you have, all the basic stuff. A new shooting. You have the Ukraine. You have gun regulations. And you have some sort of Trump talking point. And then you have, gas prices declined in Rhode Island. You have pandemic food assistance programs, of course. But, of course, is Massachusetts a cat state? Seriously, I mean, Ukraine, of course. New shooting, of course. Rhode Island gas prices, of course. Pandemic food, of course. But is Massachusetts a cat state? Seriously. We need to get to the bottom of this. I mean, are you fucking serious? This is what's fucking important. Again, we are watching the end of our country. And that's why we shouldn't pay attention to news anymore. It's over. Doesn't everybody understand now? Make your money. Get ready to leave. That's the game plan here now. There's no other game plan. Make your money and run away. Make your money and get prepared to sprint out of America. I'm going to Texas. Texas isn't going to be a part of America in like 3 months. So, I mean, hey. Right? And like another thing with Texas is that I can just go to Mexico. Mexico might be a better option than United States soon. Believe it or not. It's over. So, enjoy it. What else? Talking about the fall of America and what's going on is family. You know, there's a thing that used to be a part of America, and it was used to be huge, is it was important to have a strong family. White people usually didn't have this because of the fact that the father was usually an alcoholic, came back and just beat the shit out of, the children and the wife a little bit here and there, but it was still a strong family. Stronger than it is today, because it's better to come home and beat your wife than to get a divorce. And that's fact. So what do you do? Like, why is this? I mean, why is this happening? And I think a bunch of it is that we don't have to work as much anymore. We aren't working constantly. So when you have more time off, you can make more friends. And when you find the people that you actually like genuinely like, right? Not the people that kind of piss you off and annoy the shit out of you a little bit. Like, none of those people. You can completely 110% cut those people out, right? What was I even saying? Oh my God, I just completely zoned out. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, I was talking about working, when you have to work and you don't have to talk to your family as much, or what the fuck was I saying? When you don't, blah, blah, blah. I am so fucking retarded. I am so sorry. I was focusing on fixing the volume and the fucking audio just changed in my headphones, and I completely was thinking about how the audio will sound in the podcast because of the fact that I didn't turn all the microphones off. I just turned all the microphones off, so it sounds like more like me. You can only hear me now. You kind of heard the echoing of me a little bit, and I was thinking about how the past 20 minutes will sound like shit or not as good as it does right now, and I completely lost track of whatever the fuck I was saying. So I'm going to restart all this. I am very, very sorry. Family. The destruction of family in America, it's one of the reasons why America's falling, is because of the fact that we're not working as much. And when you don't have to work as much, you're able to see your friends more. You're able to hang out with people you actually want to hang out with, and you're able to grow stronger connections with those people. So when you see family, it's odd because you don't have to choose those people. Rather, back in the day, back in my day, when you were always working, you always worked so many hours, and not only that, it was usually harder work, so you were tired. So when you had family time, you enjoyed it more because you didn't have that time to make friends. You didn't have that time to grow those types of bonds. So, because I think, personally for me, when I'm with my friends, hanging out, and I've made such strong bonds with them that I don't want to be with anybody else. When I'm sitting, like even in this podcast room, when I'm sitting alone in this podcast room with friends, or I guess I'm not alone, without anybody else, without any family, without any coworkers, without any, and like fucking students, acquaintances, any of those people. When you're in a room with just your friends and you're talking shit, that is where I'm at my best. That's when I'm most happy. It's where I feel the best. And I just think that that feeling of being so connected with your friends takes away from your family. Because when you're with your family, now all you want to do is be with your friends. Did I say that right? I think I said that right. I'm not sure if I worded that correctly. Hopefully, I did, though. I'm getting a phone call, and that sucks because the fact that I don't want to take this phone call. But I should because it's family, and they're probably here, and this is going to interrupt the flow of the podcast. So, with the amount of shit that is being thrown at this podcast, I sincerely have to apologize because this is becoming the worst podcast I've ever fucking recorded, and it's been a train wreck from the start. So, we're going to talk about a pregnant woman I found online when we get back. Hopefully this doesn't fuck up uploading it to Spotify, and if it does, I might have to kill myself. This is by far the worst podcast I've recorded in the past month, and it's going so terribly. I had to unlock the door and garage because my relatives came and I was home alone, so all the doors were locked, and I had to go upstairs and unlock everything for them, and they completely interrupted the flow of this podcast, so I murdered all of them. I took them one by one outside, and I shot each and every one of them. And there was this, they have a little 4-year-old, it's my cousin, my 4-year-old cousin. I killed that one too, and I'm so appalled because that was like 2 hours ago. I had to wash all my clothes. I had to get all the blood off. It was disgusting. Hide the bodies, of course. And I can't fathom people interrupting someone's podcast. Such. What kind of a human being would just walk up to somebody's house where they know a podcast exists in that house? So we should have turrets, okay? If you have a podcast, it should be illegal. And if you don't have the money for it, the government can come and set up machine guns turrets outside of your house, so whenever you're approaching somebody's house who's recording a podcast, you just get mauled down by machine gun turrets. That's a way. It's not funny, okay? That was a terrible joke. I'm sorry. This is not a good. I don't want to be recording right now. I need 45 minutes, and I'm counting down the fucking minutes. I can't fucking do this today, okay? I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to say. My jokes aren't there. I'm not funny today. I don't know what you want. It's been 5 days since I've recorded, and I promised myself I would record a podcast every 5 days. I wanted to do a podcast with somebody today. I reached out to 3 different fucking people. I don't know what you want, okay? Sometimes podcasts aren't going to be good, okay? And they're going to be shit. And I didn't have enough preparation to think about shit to say for this podcast, and you can clearly fucking tell that I'm completely winging this, but it's okay because this is still an okay podcast compared to my older episodes because I'm still in the zone of being able to talk about what's on my mind and make it sound somewhat clearly. But I've probably said "and" about 3 times, so why don't we'll just add on to the pile of "ands" I've said during this absolute shit podcast episode. Now, what else do we have to talk about? I have this. People keep talking about abortion, on Instagram. And, what what else do you want me to say? Because, like, what else is there to say? Any joke I've made on the podcast already. I said we should kill all the pregnant women. I said we should hit the pregnant women with baseball bats, take them out to a back alley, get the closet iron. Did I say that right? The closet hanging iron. What do you want? What do you want anyway? Like, there's nothing more to say. I've said anything that's funny, anything rational I've said. Of course, women should have right to abortion. What do you want? What else is there? It's so boring. And that's the problem. Like, with this abortion thing, like, I really did think that we're going to be able to, like, turn around. But, like, I'm so sick of talking about it already. What else is there? Like, of course, women should have the right to abortion. All the jokes I've already made. I've went over the line multiple times with the jokes. I don't know what else is there to say. I'm so sick of it already. And women should have the right to abortion. I'm not saying that. But I'm sick of talking about it already. And we're talking about it too much. And it's not sustainable. The amount we are talking about it by just person-to-person basis, online social media, the news, it's not sustainable. This is going to go away in a month because I'm tired of it, which means other people are going to get tired of it. And again, like, there's people still in jail for, like, weed. Like, there's other problems that are atrocities to the name of this country that are also violating human rights. And, like, we're only going to talk about this abortion thing. And it's like, well, what do you do? Like, you can't just sit around and talk about one subject forever. Because the people who disagree with you are going to start to get angry. The people who agree with you are just going to start to get tired of talking about and having the exact same conversation every fucking 10 minutes. Like, there's other shit that we can talk about. Like, and these people will not, like, some of these people who won't shut up about abortion will not talk about any other, like, political topic right now. And when you're just focusing on one, it gets so boring. So boring. So boring. So, I mean, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say about it? Like, yes, women should have the right to abortion. There. I said it. Can we be done? We're not convincing anybody. No one's listening to this. No one's listening to this either way. So it doesn't fucking matter, I guess. Dude, my life is so boring. I wrote this subject down, and it's so unfunny. I don't know how to make these things sound funny, and I can't find anywhere to go on stage to test out my jokes because in fucking Massachusetts there's just nowhere, and anywhere to go is like 45 minutes away, and gas is too expensive right now. So I don't know what the fuck you want from me, and I'm busy. Okay. So I don't know what you want me to do. Here, this fucking shitty joke. Address. Oh, hooray. Where do we go? I was taking my fucking pizzas and driving them, blah, blah, blah. And, I come across this fucking house, and none of these fucking houses have any addresses to be seen. I can't see your address. What's even the point of having an address if you can't see the numbers? That was the joke. Was it funny? Is it funny? No, it was a shitty fun. I thought about that joke high, wrote it down, and even before I said it out loud, I said, wow, that is a terrible fucking joke. Get rid of it. That's a terrible joke. What's the point of having an address when you can't see the numbers? That was the joke. That's what I thought was funny when I was high. Again, this podcast is terrible. It's not. I didn't even make it sound okay. I'm doing a terrible job, but I need. How many minutes am I even at? Like I can't see anything anymore, dude. I'm like blind. I'm an old man. We're only at 9 minutes. I'm not. What a shit podcast. I am so sorry for anybody listening who tries. No wonder this channel isn't growing. I mean, no wonder. What? Please, if you're listening to this, please just turn this podcast off and go listen to another episode, because this one. Still watching Obi-Wan. It's terrible. I don't know what you want from me. It's so bad. I don't like. Obi-Wan is maybe one of the most disappointing things to ever come out of Star Wars so far. And I don't know what you want me to say. Some Star Wars fans are like, "Oh my god, it's fucking amazing." And it's so terrible. Like I don't know what you want me to say about it. And Orange is the New Black is boring. I still haven't finished these 2 fucking shows. I can't finish these shows. I've just been working at Dominant. I worked fucking 10 hours, so there's really nothing to say about my life. Really, there's really absolutely, I'm just working, and I wanted to have a guest on. I can't even remember the last time I did a solo podcast. I wanted to talk about this pregnant lady on TikTok who made a TikTok of her accident at like 12 years old. And I already talked about it on another podcast. I can't upload this Jaden Grant podcast because of the fact of Spotify's being fucking retarded. So I have all these podcasts backed up, and I don't really have anything to say. Everything on the news is just old shit that I've given all my opinions on already, and I don't like repeating myself. I keep listening to podcasting, and I mean, one of the amazing things is Tim Dillon almost never fucking repeats himself. Always finds different stories and different things, and I mean, I don't know how he fucking does it. He just is always constantly coming out with new ideas, new crazy shit to talk about, and I want to get to that level, but I'm having a very difficult time, and I think I just need, like, because I want these solo podcasts to be funny. Like, I want them to actually, people watch them and they're like, because, I mean, I watched the Tim Dillon podcast, and there's something about that man where I watch his podcast and I'm laughing out loud hysterically while watching it. And I can't I don't think people are doing that watching this solo podcast. And it's so fucking upsetting because I want that, and I don't want to copy his podcast entirely, but I want, people to laugh as hard as I do when I watch his podcast. And I don't fucking understand how he does it. And he's 300 episodes in, so maybe I just need to get there. Maybe I need to make 300 more fucking episodes. So goddamn long, though. Like, when I think about that, holy fucking shit. I've been doing this for almost 2 years, and I'm only at 60 episodes or whatever the fuck. And yeah, I haven't been taking it seriously at points, but still, and consistently. It's just so many hours. So many hours, and I just keep plugging it away. But there's such a long road to where I'm at the level where I want to be, where I'm sharing this. But it's also hard to get to that level when you're not really doing it for anything. No one's really giving you a pat on the back saying, "Hey, you're doing really good at this. You've gotten better." You just kind of have to keep pushing yourself and hoping that you're doing the right way. And I mean, it's hard. It's hard with all these promo videos too. I don't want to keep doing them, and it sucks when something like a road block gets in your way. Like it's not uploading to the Spotify. Like, just fucking upload, man. Please do it for me. Like I don't really have the motivation to just keep doing this with all these roadblocks and. But it's still something I want to do. Like, this is something that I want to do. Even that I don't want to record this right here today, I still want to do this. I'm still somewhat enjoying this. I don't think that this is a good episode. And it sucks, when I record myself and I think that the whole time. And, you get enjoyment out of it, but it's still work and I'm tired and I'm also a bitch. Like, I sound like a fucking bitch when I say all that shit out loud. Like, Jesus Christ, just make a fucking better podcast episode. That you should have thought of more shit to say and thought of better jokes, but fuck, I didn't. I thought that I was going to be able to record with somebody today, and I did. And I reached out to fucking four different people, actually. I couldn't get them on. And this is like, I'm working like 30 hours this week, and it's like, or over 30 hours this week, probably around 40 hours this week, and it's the first. And I also have family in town, so it's just, my family's in town working 40 hours a week, and I'm also trying to get these promo videos out and get caught back up with things. And then there's this Jaden podcast that's not uploading to Spotify. So I'm just trying to do all these things, and I still haven't gone out on like stage, and I promised myself I was going to do that as soon as I turn 18, and I've been 18 now for like 7 months, and I still haven't gone out on stage, and I have legitimately tried to go out on stage, just COVID and Boston, and so many clubs got rid of their open mic nights, and so I'm just trying. I'm trying to find somewhere, and fuck, I need to do better, though. I need to try harder because I'm not getting any progress. And I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong. And maybe I'm not that funny. I mean, maybe I'm just not as funny as Tim Dillon and Bill Burr, who can just talk on the mics for whenever. And I've gotten levels to that, though. But it's weird because sometimes I just don't even have prep. And I record, and it ends up being like a really good podcast. But like today, I'm trying to fly off the wind, and I think I've had good parts of this podcast, but I haven't been able to keep like a consistent sounding part of the podcast where I'm like, oh wow, that sounds really good. I'm proud of it, and fuck. I'll get there to a point. I just got to keep trying, and trying my best every day, and. This legitimately was my best, man. I really, if you are listening, I hope if you're a first-time listener, you got to listen to another fucking episode for the first time, because this episode was not that great. But I tried. I tried to be funny, tried to do some prep work, and clearly not enough, though. Clearly I needed more prep work. Jesus Christ. I struggle. I was like thrown into a fucking water ocean full of sharks and just gotta fucking eat it up there. Jesus Christ. Fell flat on my face. But I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry I didn't have enough jokes planned out. I got interrupted. Oh, I'm sorry. It's good though. It's good. We'll talk about this girl, though, again. I'll fucking find her. I think I have her on somewhere. I'll find it. Yeah, I got it. Whatever. Let me fucking fix this. And this is going to be my last time talking about this girl. Is I don't want to feel, no one's watching this, though. which is the good thing. Nobody on planet Earth, oh my God, she uploaded like a shit ton. Holy fuck. They're all about pregnancy. How many TikToks can you have about pregnancy? I mean, this girl is obsessed with her fetus. That I recorded like last Thursday. So like by last Thursday, she's gotten like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6. 6 more TikToks in 5 days. Wow. There's a lot to say about being accidentally pregnant at the age of 12. I mean, holy fucking shit. Again, I don't want to feel like I'm bullying this girl. I just don't think you should have a TikTok about an accidental pregnancy. Death doesn't scare me, but you know what does? Giving birth. Shut the fuck up. But what are you gonna... Like, this isn't a smart decision. Can we all agree that maybe if you were an accidental child, you wouldn't want your mother having a TikTok about it? Because I wouldn't. I mean, that's just me. I wouldn't want that. But could you imagine she's just like dancing and doing all these Among Us? Like, she announced her pregnancy to the Among Us theme TikTok sound. So, I mean, again, going back to Dom. Dom is an accidental child. What? He's an accident. What? Imagine Dom's mom having a TikTok account. I'm not sure Dom would enjoy that. This girl does not look pregnant either. Dude, and I don't want to play these TikToks because of copyright music. So, that's it. That's all I gotta say. We're at 20 minutes now. I didn't have as much to say as I thought I would about the pregnant lady. I kind of got it all about the last podcast. I should have found something else to talk about. It just doesn't feel as fresh when you re-talk about something. It just doesn't. It really, really just doesn't, especially when you're alone. So, damn. But that was still, I think it was still somewhat funny there. But, yeah, don't get accidentally pregnant and then make a TikTok account about it. Please. I don't think that's a good idea. Anyway, that was episode 65. This podcast was not good. It was shit. I know. I'm sorry. Go listen to another episode. I promise that those aren't as bad as this one. I'm going to do better. I'm going to schedule some more. I got to get Christian on the podcast. Thank you. Thank you for suffering through this podcast with me. Thank you if you listened to this far. You didn't, though. Goodbye.